All my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Wanna slice, throw the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Grind. I am your host, Serafina Maulupe. We have an amazing guest with us today. Overall, she is so awesome. She is a professional volleyball player. She currently plays overseas in Puerto Rico, and she's also a member of the Philippines women's national team. And she's even a health and wellness coach. I'd love to introduce Kalei Mau.
Aloha, thank you, Ina, for having me.
Oh my gosh. Yes, of course. Again, thank you just so much for your time. And I know that you're currently in Puerto Rico. Well, how are things going out there?
Things have been so smooth since I've gotten out here. This is my first time competing actually with a real team in game-like situations since COVID. So I'm honestly so thankful that I have even had the opportunity to come back to volleyball this soon. Since I've gotten here, I actually arrived early May. And since then, we've just been preseason training with my new team here in Puerto Rico, and it's looking really good. It's going to be a really high level and competitive league this year.
Oh, that's so awesome to hear. How are the COVID restrictions out there in Puerto Rico?
Well, they did actually. They're pretty strict with the mask regulations out here. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to even wear the mask outside. Like, at the beach, you can only be in the water without the mask. If not, you have to come out on the sand and take a tan with your mask on. Like, that's pretty much the rules out here. And then for volleyball wise, I just upon arrival, I was kind of pressed to get the vaccine mm-hmm. since I came out here, just to kind of like for the protection of the players and mm-hmm. their league out here. So I was like, you know what, I was kind of in a weird situation because my parents were against it, but I'm kind of like, well, I'm here for the progress, and you know, we want to continue moving forward, and eventually I would probably be in a situation where I'd have to get it, just because also the Philippines is cracking down on that as well. Yeah. So yeah, everything. I mean, the Puerto Rico is very much so like the States. So just coming back to Puerto Rico and seeing how they have developed this new way of life and the norm, it's very comfortable, and I'm really enjoying it.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome to hear. And man, just now diving into your story, I've done all my research on you, and you've had such an amazing journey. And I'd love to start off with you just growing up in Hawaii. How was that for you?
Of course, Hawaii is me. Mm-hmm. It defines me. If a place could define a person, it's definitely Hawaii. Like, it's right here. It never leaves. So one thing for me is that I grew up on the countryside of Oahu. It's the east side. I lived in Kahalu all my life as a kid. And then, my mom and dad, they're younger. So they're about to be, only this year, my mom will be 50. And I'm, so like, I got to grow up with my mom and dad, and they're my best friends. They're my biggest supporters. My grandparents are my life. So it's just, my siblings, my older sister, they have a really big, I give them all the credit to the reason why I'm the way that I am, super close-knit. Ohana and my community on my side of the island, they support me in everything that I do. And when I say everything, I'm talking all of my hobbies, all of my passions, and everything that I've just set myself to achieve as a young girl. So there's really nothing I'm more proud of than the place that I come from, to be honest.
Oh man, that is so beautiful to hear. I mean, the times that I visited Hawaii, it's just so beautiful. How could you not love Hawaii, And but I'm curious as to, when was volleyball introduced to you?
So actually I started volleyball when I was like 16 years old. I'm actually a soccer player through and through. Like my dad and all his brothers, my grandmother was a soccer coach. They're all soccer players that I come from. And then I actually went to a really small Catholic school in Manoa Valley for high school for a little bit. And they encouraged all the athletes to play other sports. So in ninth grade, I actually got to play softball, basketball, track, and volleyball while like just around my soccer season.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up really enjoying volleyball, and I ended up going to like a University of Hawaii volleyball camp during the summer with my best friend at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just so fun that I figured to myself, you know what, when I get my driver's license, I might just play 2 sports, and like, mom can't ever tell me like, no, you can't do that because I have my driver's license.
Yeah.
So pretty much volleyball was stumbled across just on my own.
Wow.
My family really didn't know much about it. They learned as I played.
Yeah.
And then after a ton of opportunities were given to me with volleyball, and a lot of people telling me that you have the potential to be a great volleyball player, Kalei. And I'm just like, this 16-year-old girl, I'm also going through a growth spurt at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of like, I've always been so attracted to new and exciting new things. And I love to learn things. Like, I love to be breaking down and like, okay, this is how you be good at something.
Mm-hmm.
So I got addicted to that process. And then just so happened, volleyball scholarships are like 110% when you go to the college level.
Yeah.
And that blows away. Like, sometimes, women's soccer just doesn't bring in a lot of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And to see, as a soccer player, to see what a volleyball player could be like, and how much I could help my family to send me to get my education. It was too easy to make the decision. So I went with it. I fell in love with volleyball. I fell in love with the process of getting better every day. And then I had the opportunity to play at a D1 university. And now look at me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Bless it. Like, yeah, like to see where the sport has taken you. And, because I know you went to University of Minnesota your first year.
Yes.
And what made you choose Minnesota?
The head coach at University of Minnesota was the head coach for the women's USA national volleyball team.
Oh, okay.
And so what I thought about was, okay, I'm so young in the sport. If I want to be the best volleyball player that I could possibly be, it might just so happen to be with the best coach in the world at the moment, Mm-hmm. That was very true. I mean, it could possibly have gone that way, but I went to this program, and the University of Minnesota at the time was maybe like top 5 in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like it was just so fast. This was not the game that I fell in love with at first. It was just, It was a lot for me as a young girl, especially coming from Hawaii. I was one of the biggest players coming off of my island. And then I go to Minnesota to play in the Big Ten as a 6-foot flat outside hitter. It was really, really tough for me, difficult for me to succeed.
Yeah. And, now transferring to Arizona, what made you choose Arizona?
Oh my goodness. Well, it was kind of a frantic decision just because I was like, you know what? I just want to go somewhere that I can be happy. Like my mental health and well-being has always been a priority to me since I was a kid. Like, as I understand, as women and as athletes, men and women, we find how to cater to our happiness and our well-being when we're alone, right? Mm-hmm. I knew that from before when I was a kid, because we don't have a lot of the things that people in the mainland have. We get to go to the beach, we get to go in the mountains, we get to connect with earth rather than be on digital and phone and like all that stuff. So I knew exactly what I needed to be happy. I needed to take myself out of that environment, which was just very intense and very fast, and very competitive. I love that, but it just wasn't the time for me.
Yeah.
And so I went to Arizona because I fell in love with the head coach there, like the coaching staff. They really, truly made me feel like family. I said, you know what? Maybe the mistake that I made at first was not looking for what's best for me. Maybe I needed to see what was best for a unit. How can I improve a team rather than how can I improve myself? So going to Arizona, I met my head coach, Dave Rubio, there, and he offered me a full ride scholarship. He said, I'm going to teach you how to be a 6 rotation outside hitter, and I'm going to invest my time and energy in you. And I said, sold. I want that. That's all I asked for in my time here in the mainland. Is I want an education, and I want to be the best volleyball player that I can be personally.
Yeah.
And that was the best decision I've ever made for my career.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And I feel that, especially, I mean, with the age that you were at, I want to acknowledge the self-awareness that you had and the decisions, that you made to transfer and to really focus on your well-being, because being an athlete, like we're just striving for more. And like, sometimes we don't worry about our mental health, we just let it, and gosh, like I said, I want to acknowledge, how self-aware you were at that age. And, just your time at Arizona, are you able to touch on that? And, just like your favorite moment in your career while playing at Arizona?
My favorite moment in my career at Arizona was playing at UCLA. We were up 2 sets, and they ended up taking the next 2, and we beat them in 5 sets. And I scored the winning point, and it was the most highly competitive, most do or die situation I've ever been in my collegiate career. And it was just insane. Like, that's the kind of stuff I live for. I live for deuce in the 5th set. That adrenaline, the heartbeat, the this is why I work so hard, is to finish this right now and win. There's nothing that matters at that point, in that moment of the game. And this is why I continue to play.
Yeah. And, are you able to share when you are in those moments of, you feel your adrenaline, and what's just going on in your mind, are you able to share that with us, and just like those feelings in those moments? And like, because I'm just curious, like, what is your preparation, also before a game to get yourself in the zone?
I just like, it really starts when I wake up. I'm really, really like not superstitious or ritual. Like, it's not my ritual. It's more like I wake up every morning and I realize that I was given another opportunity to be my best in every aspect of my life. As a person, as an athlete, as a friend, an other half, a daughter, like all of that stuff. I just want to be great every day, because it's an honor to be alive. Like, we don't have to wake up. Not everybody gets to do that. And so when I think about when I'm in those situations, like clutch, like you gotta finish it, it's do or die, like this is it. I think about the huge picture is like, oh my gosh, I get to be in this position, and I have the power to make it, to dictate what's gonna happen. Everything is in my control right now. And this is am I going to get better? Am I going to do the job and get it done and get better and then continue moving forward? Or am I going to stay here, just sulk in it a little bit, think about, oh no, this is not the time, and then stay stagnant? I'm always up for the challenge. I'm always looking to get better and get above my past self. So I'm in every aspect, like I'm telling you, when I'm very thankful that I get to live this life I live and be in the position that I am, because it's power. It's like, as a woman, to be counted on so much and so hard from your teammates, from your coaches, from a unit. There's nothing like it.
Yeah. And one, I want you to know that I can feel the passion in you. Like, I can feel it, like how you're speaking, I can feel the passion, which I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's just like I'm just so, again, like, I just can't say, like, I'm just grateful, especially you being a woman, being, Polynesian, being a minority woman, and being in the lifestyle, like being in the position that you're at, like I know there's so many people that look up to you, there's young women that look up to you. And I just want to, myself, I want to say thank you, for all that you do, and just being that leader and being that role model that people look up to, and I just want to say thank you for that. And like, what you're, I'm thankful for this platform, because for you to share your story, it's just, it's amazing. And I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful for that. And you're just, Yeah, you're just so awesome. Like I just feel your energy, and like I'm all about energy. So but yes, okay, back to here we go. Back to but yeah, so now graduating. Well, I'm curious, what did you graduate? What did you study in your undergrad?
I studied I did communications, and then I started my master's
Nice.
with with health and wellness.
Oh,
But I'm
okay.
still finishing, I'm still doing my studies just because the COVID year I was able to get a lot of time,
Nice.
just, to focus on other career paths, other
Hmm.
streams of income, and then also who am I without sport? You always
Yeah,
have to ask.
no, exactly. Because I feel that being an athlete, we can always attach ourselves to our sport, but we're more than our sport, and now, graduating from graduating from Arizona, having the opportunity to play overseas, are you able to, talk to us about, how that went about?
Yeah, well, coming straight out of college and
Mm-hmm.
going to professional, like you are still put in the position to produce.
Mm-hmm.
There's really, it's like, this is all you. This is now your job, your profession. This is your career. And so just like anyone else, you go to work and you put in your work. And if you're good at your job, you're going to be respected and you're going to be wanted for other jobs. And then you continue making your way up. And that's called increasing your value. And
Mm.
so when I went out of got out of college, I had worked my way up to becoming the go-to outside hitter. And then you go to pro, and then you gotta make your way back up there. But this is now
Mm-hmm.
on a money scale. And so
Yeah.
every game, every practice is completely up to you, sis. Like you walk in there and you're having a bad day, all good, because you're not gonna play and you might not get your bonus, or you might not get you might not get another contract after that. So everything completely is up to you. The way you take care of your body, the way you perform. If your mental is not right and you're not producing points, then you're just no good, or you're just no use. So you really, truly, and what college and professional volleyball has taught me is you just got to take care of what's in yourself. And then everything else will take care of itself on its own. Everything will fall into place. So what I do, and what's my most important responsibility, is my body. And my body is my commodity. Say that all the
Mm.
time, and I'm so thankful for it. I only put good things in, and I only do good things to it now. It's been a long road. It's never been like this. But now that I know this is the way that I get paid, I'm going to
Mm.
give everything I can to it. It's like a car, an engine. If you
Yeah.
wanted to, if you wanted to look good, if you wanted to perform well, you got to be good to it.
Yeah.
And
No,
so I'm like that. I'm very, very anal about, my sleep, the people I'm around, my energy, the connection. I'm like, if it's taking too much from me, I don't need it,
mm-hmm.
because my job is just solely this. All I need is knee pads, socks, and shoes to do my job. That's it. Anything else, I can go without.
Yeah. And that, I feel like that's such an important message, because you want you know it's important to what you consume in your life, like what you listen to, what who you have in your life. And
Yeah.
that thank you for sharing that, because that is such an important message. And how was it, now just being 26 years old, being away from home, you've been and just going, like, leaving home at a young age. How was that for you? Are you able to talk about just being away from home? Did you face any adversity,
Yeah.
being away from home? Are you able to touch on that?
Yes. So one thing that I love to tell people, my mom was a flight attendant for Aloha Airlines when I was growing up. So even though I lived on my island, and my dad, we raised chickens all our lives. Like my dad is a very, very much an earth man. Like my dad is always in the ocean. My dad is a fisherman and a diver. And then, we really are as grounded as it gets. But my mom, on the other hand, who's my queen, she got to see the world and I got to watch her come back with this glow of experience and culture. And my mom used to cook us the most amazing foods when she would come home. And I'm like, where are you going? What places are you coming back with these things? Like, my sister and I used to go to school with like the coolest clothes, the coolest accessories, because my mom would come back from San Francisco or Orange County, or she would fly to the Cook Islands, come back from Rarotonga, and just unreal. I'm like, Mom, how the heck, like, you got a nice tan coming home from work. Oh my gosh. And so I was just like, as a kid, I'm like, I want to go away. I want to do what Mom does. I want to travel. I want to do all that. And so when I got older, when I started doing like sports trips in high school, it was over. I was like, no, I want to live in a city like this, or I want to do this, even though my dad is very like, no, we don't leave. Hawaiians, this is us. We don't need nothing. We live from the ground. We live from our aina, all that. And I'm like, okay, cool. My sister has that of my dad. My sister won't even leave the house we grew up in. She's raising her ohana in the house that we grew up in, and that is everything. In Hawaiian culture, in Polynesian culture, like, giving your family your own keiki, like your own children, is already a gift in itself. Like, my family goes crazy over the grandkids, over my sister's kids. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then I'm over here at 26, not married, still trying to find the man that can handle me. Girl. And then,
I'm there with you, girl. I am there with you. Shit. Oh shoot, let me sorry, go ahead.
And sis, I lived through my suitcase, and I'm not sorry for it. I'm literally living my best life. And I'm just like, volleyball is my vehicle that's taken me all over the world. It's the culture and the experience is what I'm passionate about. Volleyball just so happens to be solid.
Yeah, but like, I just feel that the life that you're currently living, and just the way that you are, your vibe, you're so vibrant. And I feel that, because I'm a woman of my faith, and I feel that as you continue to pour into yourself and you keep striving for more in your life, you know, that in terms of like, you know, love and all that, like, that'll come into your life. You know, everything that is meant for you will come into your life, and you'll attract what is meant for you. So like, the life that you're freaking living, it's a dream. And like, I am here for it. And like, I am just like cheering you on. And it's just amazing. Cause being 26, but yet living the life and having the lifestyle that you have, it's such a blessing. Oh gosh, you know, and it's so awesome. But no, everything you touched, you know, about, you know, the Polynesian family, and that's just so true, you know, and you're just like going against the grain, you know, and truly living your purpose. Absolutely. But, you know, what I'd love to talk, you know, what my show is about is the grind, just that it takes to get to where you're at, playing at the professional level. Cause, you know, it's not easy, you know, it's full of ups and downs, but it's just constant resiliency, you know, and consistency. Are you able to talk about the process that you've had to go through in just college and now at the professional level, and just what it's taken to get to where you're at? And also overall, like, just the mentality and mindset that you need to, you know, that to play at the professional level.
Yes. Well, the first thing I would like to touch on is questioning whether you belong or not. And one thing, and that's going to be the hardest thing that you got to get over, is that if you find yourself in a situation competing against certain people and that they're just so good, and you just like, oh my goodness, when am I going to get my chance? First off, you need to understand that you would not be there in that situation if you weren't good enough. Mm-hmm. And one thing for me was that coming from Hawaii and being one of the best female athletes on my island of my class, I was really caught off guard to come into a top D1 program with all Americans coming out of high school that have been able, and they're 6'6", 6'5", and I'm just relying on my pure athleticism. It's very discouraging. But what you have to know, and you have to set your mind to believe that you have what it takes to be in that situation already. You know, whether you're on a full ride scholarship or if they granted you a walk-on. People don't just give that out to anyone. So you have to take advantage of that opportunity, and every opportunity that you get, put in the work, because always hard work will always beat talent.
Oh yeah.
I learned this volleyball game. I learned this sport when I was 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I know girls that started at 4 years old that no longer do this for a living, or that never got the chance to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because, okay, we are who we are right now in the moment. You can either stay the same, or you can make it your life's mission to get better every single day. And that is what I press so hard in my life, is that, okay, cool, I have practice later on tonight. I'm going to get better at something, and I'm going to work so hard that everyone in the gym is going to know, and I'm not going to waste anyone's time, not even my own. And that's one thing that I was able to get, I guess, adopt, because when you get to the high level, not everyone's trying to be your friend. Not everyone's trying to have a good time at practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's no, let's get in, let's get better and get out. So that is honestly my best. And I tell that to younger athletes as well in Hawaii, is like, we can outwork anyone. We have grit, we have grind, stuff that, we got people to fight for. We got our family behind our back. And so when you realize and you take that, put that in the back of your head, or keep it in your heart, that nobody else that you're competing with can amount to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just have way too much. I got too many eyes looking at me. I got too many girls saying, I want to be Kalei Mau.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just so many driving factors to become great. You just got to find one.
Yes. Wow. Preach to what you just said. Let that just sink in a little bit, because that is so, that all of what you just said is so true. And, are you able to share with us, right now, like what a typical day looks like for you? Your typical day.
Yeah. Okay. So right now, I be sleeping until like 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Because when I first arrived in Puerto Rico, I was trying to adjust to the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm such a morning person. I love to wake up early. But then we have practice at 7 p.m. and we don't get done till 11 p.m. And so I had to readjust my entire sleep schedule. I love, naturally in Hawaii, I was waking up at 6:30 a.m. every morning. I would take my Oxy Shred and I would go and get my workout in, and then have the whole day to myself, making content, talking to people on Zoom, or like do, work for brands, and then get my volleyball reps in, like for an hour of a day, just go and pass some volleyball. But now that I'm on a strict schedule, my gosh, I'm like, I allowed myself to I taught myself how to sleep in past 9, which is never a thing. Yeah. And so I've been able to adjust, and now I wake up around like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I have like a nice little yogurt or fruit. Mm-hmm. And then I will do my yoga. I do my meditation. And then I FaceTime my family, work on Kalei Hulu Health, which is
yes, we will touch on that. And
then I have volleyball practice at 7. So I go to the gym. I go down to the court where they have their weight room and our weight room and everything, get my weights in, and then I practice. Then I get home at like 11:30 and I eat dinner around like 12. Then I shower and I'm just like exhausted. So that's why I end up waking up at 10.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy, but it's easier to do this because when you're adjusting to a new time zone, there's no rules. It's like, no. Like you could just teach yourself how to wake up early or wake up late,
Yeah.
So it's really new to me. I'm a morning person. I thrive in the morning. I love playing volleyball in the morning. Like my energy is top tier. So it's really, and one thing, and my goal every year, every season for me as a team player is to bring consistent energy every day. And so I'm one of those teammates like, yeah, let's go. Like during drills and stuff.
That's awesome.
And it's been tough for me at nighttime. I'm like, thank God we have our mask, right? I'm yawning under my mask while my coach is talking. I'm like,
no, I bet, because like you, I'm a morning person as well, so I can only imagine, like, it's late at night, girl. And it's just like, dang. But gosh, and so you meditate. I'm curious, are you able to elaborate a little bit on what your meditation practice is?
Yeah, so in the morning, like I said, I'm really thankful for my life. Everything in it, everyone in it. It's just surreal. And so when I'm meditating and I have a little area right here that I set up in my room, I just like, I do my stretches. I let everything flow because I need that circulation within my body. And then I can feel that, get a little heart rate up, get a little sweat in. And then I just kind of sit and I just think. I talk sometimes. I talk out loud. And I just like say my affirmations about what I want to be, what I want to manifest and claim. And then just making sure everything's right within myself, because like everything in life, there's ups and downs, ebbs and flows. Even the highest of highs will drop down and become lower than it's been. So I don't like to stay comfortable too much. If everything's going well, I'm always going to make sure that I touch on things that could be better. So,
wow.
Whether it's, I woke up with a kink in my shoulder, or like my knee kind of hurts today, I'm really going to focus on that for the day. So I just making sure I check in. My meditations are kind of like daily check-ins with myself.
That's so awesome. Yeah, that is so awesome. And I just feel that, you've touched on it a lot, but the more you take care of yourself, the more you'll be able to give to others, like in terms of, giving energy. So, wow, just thank you for touching on that. Well, I'd love to shift gears, talking about your health and wellness program, Kalei Hulu, which is amazing. And I was just, overall, it's just amazing and what it's about and why you created it. Are you able to just touch on, what made you want to create this program?
Of course. Okay. So when in 2017, I was playing in France. Wow. And I was that European volleyball man. They are crazy. They just work you. I was a machine out there. Like, just no rest, no days off, completely just going at it. And so I got through half the season and my shoulder dislocated and I had to come back home to Honolulu to get surgery. And when I actually touched on it earlier, but it's really important to find out who you are without sport, because sport does not last forever, and sport can also get taken right out from under you at any given moment. So during my time in Europe, I was really, really trying to I was like, okay, this is a lot on my body, but I gotta hold it together. During a practice, my shoulder came out. I was replaced within 2 days with a new player. It's completely cutthroat. They don't have time for anyone injured. And so I ended up, of course, since I was in Europe, I took a little vacation and explored Europe. But then I came home to Honolulu. I got this reconstructed. I tore my labrum and got some rotator cuff meat out there and put it in my, anyways, I got some screws in here. That's cool. Wow. But Kalei Hulu Health started, the idea came into my head when I decided, okay, what am I passionate about? And how can I still impact people's lives with something that I love to do and that I'm passionate about? And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm very, very, very I care a lot about my family and what they do to extend their life here on earth with me, because those are the people that drive me every single day. So I'm messaging my mom, my grandma, like, what did you make granddad for breakfast? Or what are you guys doing right now? You want to go, you guys should go for a walk. I'm always constantly, that's just how I've been even as a kid, trying to keep my elders young.
Yes.
And spread all the youth and all the energy that I have onto my loved ones. Yeah. And so Kalei Hulu, man, that's my name. I'm Kalei Hulu Mama Okohala. Wow. But Kalei Hulu is what my mom or my grandmother will call me when I'm in trouble, and I don't run faster to any name other than Kalei Hulu. Oh. I was like, you know what? Kalei Hulu is urgent. Kalei Hulu is get here now. or do something now. And then, so this COVID year, anyways, sorry, I'm getting a little like caught, like just, I get so excited when I talk about this.
No, it's totally fine.
When I was recovering from my surgery, I ended up getting certified as a personal trainer.
Wow.
And I just like started doing things for my own self, for my body. I was like, oh yes, like now, you know, I'm a personal trainer. I know kind of how the body works a little bit. I'm going to make this better than it even was before. Yeah. And so I took that knowledge that I was doing when I was studying. I was literally going to rehab in the morning, doing my stuff. And then I would study the body. And I was taking classes through NASM, which is a very, very popular platform for people to get their certifications.
Wow.
And so I did that, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, I love the way I make my body feel. I've never had a coach that understood my body more than me. Mm-hmm. So here I am. And then I ended up going back overseas to the Philippines. They offered me to come back and restart my career there. Loved it, fell in love with the Philippines. That's completely me. And then I ended up, COVID happened, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, here's another test that God is sending over to me. Kalei, how can you make use of this time again, from your sport? And so I went back to Honolulu from Manila, and I had some of my friends that work. I have a really small neighborhood, and everyone knows to come to my house when I'm home to jam, to play music, to hang out and laugh, or to come and work out or play some volleyball or play basketball, because I have a rim outside.
Oh, nice.
And so I had some of my like really good friends come and work out with me in my garage. We got some dumbbells, like free weights and stuff. Then it became a thing. Like my friend was like, can I bring my friend workout? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then it started being like, oh, I'm bringing my cousin. Can she come? Or my mom, can my girls come tomorrow for the, and I'm like, dang, okay, wait, hold on. We got to schedules now, because I don't want 10 people in my garage at the same time. We were in tier 2 at the time, like for a long time in Honolulu. So you cannot have too many people at the house. And so I literally like I had an 8 a.m. class, a 10 a.m. class. And then I had my cousin when I started with him, he was like 380 pounds. And then he was working out with me at noon, and we got every day. He fell in love with fitness and movement, and also my energy, like me and him going at it, because you know, being competitive with someone can completely take your mind off of what you're actually trying to do. Yes. And so he ended up losing like 30 pounds, and it was just a huge thing for me and him. Him as health. Introducing to health, me as introducing me to a new passion, something that I was like, wait a sec, this is the thing that I feel in the 5th set when we got to win by 2. This feeling is like victory. And so I was like, I think I found my passion. Okay, yes, let's do this. And then I was on call. Like I was on call for the Philippines the whole time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was telling my clients that have actually like began their journey of health and have put all their faith and like, you know, their love into me and what I'm doing for them. And I was like, oh my gosh, imagine if my team just like calls me and I have to leave in a week. And you guys are just like, I don't know what to do with you guys. Like, you guys are my people. I feel like I'm here now. I don't want to abandon you. And so truly, I prayed on it. I thought maybe this is the end of my volleyball career, because this is something that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life. And Fina, when you come across something that fulfilling, anything temporary doesn't matter. And when I'm saying temporary, because sports are temporary. We cannot do this for the rest of our lives. But then again, that competitive nature in me said, you know what? You're going to do this until you can't. And so I thought about, okay, you know what? I'm going to take my brand online virtually, so that even the people that follow me, the 106,000 people that follow me on Instagram, can possibly get better with me. Yeah. No matter where they are. Because girl, I have made friends in Puerto Rico, in Arizona, in Minnesota, in Philippines, in France. Like I have connections now. I have networks. So now that Kalei Hulu is online and I get to just load up my workout videos, I have never felt so fulfilled in my entire life. Like I get so much good feedback from women, even in like, I have a client in London, in the UK. She just follows me because I had a nice body on Instagram, but she didn't know that I had more than that.
Yeah.
She was like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, you are literally like a coach. You're also a musician and an athlete. And I'm like, yeah, but there's more to it. I'm also crazy.
Yes, girl.
I'm also crazy about life. And I'm loving that we get to be on this journey together. And so that's pretty much the birth of Kalei Hulu. And I'm trying to find the balance within this. I'm in preseason right now. So preseason for volleyball is just really like you're grinding every day. Like we have off days, but during my off days, I'm in the gym. Like I'm trying to win a championship right now. But I'm also trying to release a new program on Kalei Hulu by the end of summer or like before summer. I don't know. It's just, I'm just trying to see how I can, balance everything out. But it's such a good problem to have.
Of course. Oh my gosh. Wow. Like I said earlier, I can feel the passion. I can feel the passion that you have. And I freaking love it. I freaking love your energy. It's just like, how could you not, I don't know, like, because like when I read your program, Kalei Hulu, I was like, man, like what you're doing, it just, all that you're doing in your life right now, you're just serving a bigger purpose. You're just serving a bigger purpose. And I love that because we were all put on this earth. And I feel this from you. Like we're just put on this earth because God made one of us, we are different. We have, we just have a bigger purpose. Oh my gosh, and all that you're doing, it's amazing. Well, now you have a health and wellness program, but then you are a singer. I would love, you sing as well. Can we just touch on that, a little bit and your journey of, I was thinking of putting you on the spot, if you could put like, sing us a little song, you don't have to, but it's okay. Anyways, go back. Yes. Please talk to us about your journey and with singing and when it began.
Girl, I'm telling you, I'm so passionate about so many things only because like I tell everyone and you many times, I'm saying, I'm so thankful that I get to live this life. Oh, and I 100% agree with that. God has a purpose for each and every one of us. We just got to search for it ourselves. And I'm going to tell you, being shy and being scared and being timid is just, we don't have time. If you have talent, don't be selfish, share, because you could possibly change someone's life or help them be better. And for music with me, I have never been shy to share my gift. Because I feel that. I know that I have that gift. I know that I have a voice that can touch people. And so I would love to sing for you.
Yes.
Sadly, I don't even have my ukulele, which is it's completely out of character. But I will sing for you. But I want to tell you that music for me has, whether my life has been at its highest and its lowest, music never leaves me. Like it could be, because like I said, everything is temporary, but what's inside of you and what you have to offer to the world and to people, it never goes. It never leaves. And music, and that's why I have to be so loyal to music, I'm not going to just dabble with the music industry just because, oh yeah, I like to sing. No, it's more than that. Music is my driving factor. It's what kept me from being homesick. It's what kept me from away from home and away from my family for so long. Like I'm in my room right now and I'm usually just like listening to my music, or I'm singing it myself. I'm tapping on a table or something. And it's truly like, it refuels my soul.
Wow.
And so I have a song that's coming out.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Like, I don't know when I'm going to release it. I'm thinking at the end of June or July. It has a lot to do with my home.
Oh my gosh.
And I can't even tell you. Like, I'm not even I don't like to brag, but this song is
Girl,
a hit.
yeah, girl. It's a don't. You ain't bragging. This is. Don't even worry about bragging.
Girl.
Like I will brag for you. You know, if anything. So, yes, I'm
This song-
excited. What is it called? What is it
this
called?
song- It's called My Island Home.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
And I feel some type of way about it. I listen to it on repeat every day. But I'm just like I said, I'm trying to find my balance within my volleyball, my business, and then my music. And then love life comes after.
Girl, hey, girl, it'll come soon. First of all, it will come. But something that I've learned. So I'm into like reading books and like self-help. And I was reading because the word that you mentioned was balance. And in order to be a winner in your life, there's no such thing as balance from what I've learned. Like, and it's just like all that you're doing, God, like you're already successful, but you're just gonna keep doing so much more. And like for like the Kobe Bryants or like the Michael Jordans or like the Dwayne, like the successful people, like because I read a book called Winning, and it was by this guy named Tim Grover, and he was the trainer of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. And he even said like winners in life, there's no such thing as balance. So like, like and it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. So, I know, I don't know. I just mentioned that because sometimes like you won't be able to balance it. And that's okay. Cause you're just constantly serving your life purpose. But that was, you got just all of that. You're amazing. You're just amazing. So sorry, go ahead. Of course.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I feel that too. But for me, with my headspace, like I am so anal about what's on my agenda and crossing things off. So like right now, everything is like rehab, therapy, roll out at this time. Make sure you get vegetables, restock on the fruits. Like everything is all right now catering towards my volleyball career.
Of course.
When I was back at home, everything, Kalei Hulu, photo shoot, order that merch, ship out this, go to the post office, all of that. And so I'm like, holy moly. I signed up for this, so I should be ready for it. But
yes.
I'm just saying, like with music, having those studio sessions back home, I'm like, my gosh, this is another thing that I'm so into. Like it's like a video game. My life is like a video game, you just want to keep on leveling up, and you don't want to get you don't want to just escape from the virtual reality, I guess.
No, of course. No, I totally get it. But it's like, you don't want the life that you're living, you don't want to escape for it. Like you continue like leveling up, but that's the whole point of life, like you mentioned earlier, like we shouldn't be okay with staying like average. We should want more, we should strive for more.
I'm always for it. If someone's like, Kalei, you want to do it? I'm always, down. Anything. And even the small things in life, like things that I even shouldn't be doing, I'll do it anyways.
Yeah.
I'm down for the thrill. I'm down to say that I did it.
Yeah, that feel and that adrenaline like that you get when you do it, like, oh,
I love that. I love it.
Me too. Oh my gosh. But if sorry.
What would you?
No. Go ahead. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, the day that I signed my contract to play out here in Puerto Rico, I went to Hana, Maui with my really good friends that I grew up with. And we were driving out to Hana, and Hana is the most beautiful, maybe the most untouched, like scenic part of the island of Maui. Like Hawaiians wide out there. They even speak Olelo Hawaii. They speak the language.
Oh, wow.
Like people don't leave that side of the island. Anyways, I went out there with one of my best friends, with two of my really good friends. And we went hang out with some of the locals over there, the Hana locals. And they're like, come on, let's go jump off that rock. It's a cliff. It was a big rock. And you had to first off jump off a little rock, not a little one, but like you have to jump off a side of a cove and then swim and climb the rocks up onto the top of that like tip top of a rock that's maybe like 100 feet. I'm really bad at like guessing, but I'm just gonna estimate like it's maybe equivalent of the 11th floor of a hotel.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's high.
So I'm like, I just signed a contract. If I get hurt, that's probably gonna reverse everything I just signed my life to.
Yeah.
And I was like really fighting myself. I'm like, damn, they're really telling me let's go and jump off this. Like, I'm not gonna be down. Dang,
Yeah.
probably. And so, God, no, I'm gonna be playing professional volleyball, and I've been waiting for this for a year. I don't think it's a good idea. And they're like, all right, whatever. I'm like, oh my God. That, like, people really, you either get better or you do something or you don't. People, when you get to a certain age, people are not gonna be like, no, do it, please, like, or get better, just do something, face your fears. It's not like that. It's up to you completely. And so, you know what I did?
You did it.
I jumped.
Yes.
I jumped, and I have a big bruise on my butt, but it's okay.
Screw it.
I live for it.
Yeah. You know, that's funny because I played basketball in college, and I went to New Zealand, and I went bungee jumping. And, you know, being in college, you're on contract, and I posted a video on my Instagram, and I get a text like 5 seconds later, kids you not, from my college coach. He's like, call me ASAP. And I'm like, oh shit. I was like, okay. So I called him. He was like, Pino, what are you doing? He was like, you're on Scotland. He was like, what if you get hurt? And I was like, man, but I'm just the same way. I'm up for the thrill. I did the bungee jump because it was so much fun.
We're friends.
Huh?
Me and you are friends already.
Oh yeah, we totally are. And just like off your vibe, I love it, because I like, yeah, we're on this, but it's like, I just feel your vibe, and I feel that your energy, and that is what I'm about, good vibes, good energy, but always striving for more in your life. Things meant for you will come. The things meant for you will come in your life, and like with love and all of that, with kids. But it's like, we're in our 20s, and why not go for the, I don't know, go for just, there's no limits, with our life and the life that we live. But okay, let's go back. Girl, we would love to hear you sing. We would love to hear just a song. A little snippet.
Okay.
All
right. As I walk upon this mission, far away from my family, no, not a day goes by that I don't wish they would hit me. And I can't go back, no, until I finish what I started. It's in my blood, I'm a Kanaka. I conquer waters uncharted. It's the only thing that never goes away is my smiling from my island home. It's the only thing I know that never goes away is my smiling from my island home. Oh, ooh, oh, oh. Oh, ooh, oh, oh, is my smiling from my island home.
Wow. Round of applause. Oh my gosh. Well, I've watched like your YouTube videos, but man, you can really sing, and that was beautiful. Thank you for singing for us. I'm super appreciative. I feel very special. Thank you so much. But no, thank you. And I will, yes, when your song comes out, I'll be sure to promote it, make sure we promote it and stuff like that. Of course. Yes. So, what would your advice be to someone who wants to become successful in their life?
I would say do all things that keep you happy. As simple as that. Do not put yourself in any situation that you just don't want to be in. Leave. Be willing to leave and exit certain things that just don't work for you or don't sit well with you. Make sure that you at least find a little bit of time to put yourself first during the day, throughout the day. I'm saying because it's so important that, you can be a great person. You can be so nice to everybody. But if you're not nice to yourself and you're not right within yourself, you're really not going to be, there's nothing that's going to separate you from everyone else, from being normal. Because when you know a person, when you come across a person that's right within themselves, you feel that they radiate it, you know, there's a different glow to it. And so what I think, becoming successful, you truly have to know yourself. You have to be good within yourself. It doesn't matter. You can be successful, but I'm talking about the success that I'm talking about is genuine happiness and comfort within your own skin and your own life, because you only have one. And I don't know, everyone has their own definition of successful.
Yeah.
Like, money is cool, but can you look in the mirror and smile? Or are you in a constant battle with liking your own self every single day? You can ask the people with money. Everyone has different, you know, things, but the people with good family, good people around them, and just good vibes, not all of them have money, but they would say they're successful in life.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's so true. Thank you. But man, we are in the home stretch of our interview, and Kalei, all I have to say is, like, I've really loved our, you know, our chat so far, and just like your energy, you know, you're just so vibrant, all of that, you know. But before we end, I'd love to do some rapid fire questions. So the first thing that comes to mind. Okay. First one, what is a habit you wish you started earlier?
Dang. Rapid fire mean like I have one answer?
Oh, it could be anything. Just like straight up. Like, rapid fire is just like all these questions, and yeah, you can answer it in one word, one sentence, 2 sentences, up to you.
Okay, a habit I started earlier would probably be taking photos of everything that I get to experience. Ooh. Now I take photos of everything that I love, like any food that I eat, anything that oh cool, that looks cool, because I love to relive my moments. That's it. That's the answer.
Oh, I love that.
That's my habit now, but I wish I started that sooner, because I love memories.
Yes, that's a great one. Second, if you could have dinner with 4 people, other people, dead or alive, who would those 4 people be?
Her, Janae Eichel, Lauren Hill, and oh my gosh, who's gonna be Georgia Smith now? I think. Ooh. This very, very, like, I'm just down for the feminist, like feminine singers, artists. Oh, they're just so vibey. I want to know what's in their mind.
Yeah, no, beautiful. That was definitely who was your favorite artist?
Lauren Hill.
Oh,
Lauren Hill is a legend for sure. Man, but right now, in modern day, I mean, like, right now, music, definitely her.
Yeah, her.
HER.
Yes,
everything. I just want to pick her brain. I want to be friends with those women that I want to go to dinner with.
Oh my gosh, 100%. No, 100%. Have you seen that video of her though, where she's like impersonating her grandmother, like the Filipino, like where she has like a Filipino accent?
Of course. Well, you know, because music can, like, certain music gets you out of like tough situations, and it also goes hand in hand with the good ones too. So that's the stuff I'm like, dang. So I'm listening to music, I'm like, dang, girl, how do you know how I feel? Or like, why are you talking about the situation that I went through? I'm connecting with you right now through music, and that's what I love. Okay, next.
No, next. Sorry.
What's for dates?
No, of course. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Probably when I was, just growing up with my mom and dad, saying, like, don't care about what people say. I'm literally trying to take out the bad words.
No, you don't need to.
I was about to say something.
Say it, go ahead.
My dad would honestly tell, the best advice I would ever say, don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks about you. You're you, they're not, you know.
That's 100%.
And that's
the truth.
That's the best advice I could possibly give, because I do a lot of embarrassing things. I'm crazy. I'm loud. I can be obnoxious, but I don't really care. Like, I'm one of those the little cousins that are just like jumping all around. I'm so crazy. And then, you know, like everyone's just like, that's her. That's just Kalei. Let her be her.
Oh my gosh. That, you know, it's just because I sound like the same. I can be crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can just, like, you know. Yeah. Nope. I am there. That is. Okay. The fourth one. What is the biggest lesson you've learned in the past 12 months?
Wow. Becoming right within yourself, and then everything that's meant for you will come to you on its own.
Yes.
That's what I learned for sure. You can't even force it.
Yes. Amen.
That's why I'm not as persistent. Like, I don't pursue things that just don't naturally come to me anymore. I don't know why. Like, even if there was a guy that I am interested in, like, this is just an example.
Of course.
I won't even reach out. I'll just be like, you know what? If he was feeling the same way, if he could feel my connection through, like,
interaction,
even if we're not in person, like, I manifest things and I get it. Like, that's one thing that I love, is that when I want something, it somehow comes to me, and it doesn't even cost a lot. Like, a lot of my energy or a lot of my money, like, it just falls into my hands, and I'm like, okay, sweet.
Yeah. But I mean,
what I asked for, that's what I think about.
That's awesome. And I mean, I believe in the power of manifestation too, you know, and you're just attracting what's meant for you. Cause like it's so true. The more that you pour into yourself, the better that you attract, you know, and for sure. So, okay. Last question. So I want to continue to highlight our Pasifika athletes. Who is someone that you'd like to see on this show?
I would love to see, like, someone that I don't know.
Yeah, it could be anyone. It could be totally anyone. Any Pasifika athlete. Or someone that you know, someone that you don't know.
I would probably say, I want to hear Noreen Iosia.
Ooh. Okay, I know.
As well, and I actually wrote an article for her for Real Athletes Real Talk, and I just want to know, because she started such a strong platform, I want to know what her experiences is, because she didn't ever interview herself. So maybe you guys can come together and talk about.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I because I know who she is. I know who Noreen is, and I've heard of her. So no, that's a great one. No, thank you for saying that. I like that didn't even come to my mind. Thank you for sharing, for saying that, for saying Noreen. But gosh, Kalei, oh my gosh. I just want to say thank you so much for joining my show. I love the other guests that I've had. You know, I've had such great guests, but just the vibe that we've had. Yeah, yes, you know, the vibe that we have, just the energy that you feel. I don't know. I feel like such a great energy, you know, and overall, like, the reason I created this platform, you know, is all that you are representing, you know, the life, you just currently living your best life. Not, you don't care what anyone says, but while you're doing such things as, who gives a fuck? You know, while you're working on your program, while you're also, you can sing, you know, you're pursuing your career, your volleyball career that you love. You're doing all of this while, you know, you're just resilient, you know, and you're just the grind that you put in. You know, when people listen to this show, I really hope they, like, this inspires them. You know, overall, this is why I created this platform. It's just to inspire, for people to listen to stories like yours, you know? And so, you know, I just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for being a guest. And, you know, I thank you all for tuning into Inside the Grind. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Kalei. Girl, about to.
Thank you so much.